Thank you, you nice kids, and love. I appreciate it. Okay, welcome to Black Lions Domain, ladies and gentlemen, which is the interview segment of the Flowtastic Zone that Zachary Shiloh calls Black Lions Airspace. Thank you very much for actually watching this or listening. I genuinely care. And alternatively, I have a wonderful, wonderful guest. She is a multiple times best-selling author. She is of Chilean descent. And when I found that out, kids, I actually gushed. Okay. She's a mother, she's a wife, and just an overall human being that I love, 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 love. And she's an expert in the pineal gland. Welcome to Black Lions Domain, Veronica Sanchez. Do you, Ravias, how are you, love?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me here, Zach. So happy to be here.
I'm happy that I actually did get you on, Ronnie Love. All right, so we've actually connected, and I would say the last 2 or 3 months by way of our dear friend Melissa DeVoe. I used to call her Dusselvox because of how her last name is spelled. So I actually found out that it's DeVoe. I'm sorry, Melly Love. Please forgive Zachary Shiloh for slaughtering your name. Now I understand. It's DeVoe, spelled kind of like DEVOE, but it's a longer extension of it. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa. Is it French? Please correct me if I'm wrong. All right. So I actually found out when we were starting to get to know each other that we are not only in one book together, but we actually have two. I said, oh, wow, this is absolutely great. It's somebody else that's not named Blair Hayes or somebody else that I actually know. Okay, this is absolutely cool beans. So Veronica, love, my dear, we are best-selling authors together now for the first time by way of a book called Ascension. Hello, Janet and Sandy, if you are both watching this. I hope all is well with you, beautiful actual kins and hunting loves yourselves. Okay, so Veronica, love, my dear. Okay, so your background, please, for my viewers or listeners.
Yeah, okay. So I am originally from Chile, and I am also an Australian citizen because my husband is Australian, and we were living in Australia before moving here to the UK. And I am a teacher, grammar and literature teacher in Spanish. But in the last 10 years, I have dedicated myself to spirituality because I discovered a method and I decided to become an instructor for this method. So I have been doing that. And as you said, I am a mother of twins. They are, I was going to say teenage. In the book, it says teenage twins, but really now they are 18 years old, so entering adulthood.
Veronica, I can speak from experience. I actually was an adult at 18, but I actually considered myself a teenager still by verbiage. So don't be surprised if your kids actually consider themselves that same way. You can continue, love. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So so that's who I am now, and I've been writing since I was 12 years old. Have been writing for online magazines in Spanish and English, and I live now here in the UK, in London. And the only downside to that is that we moved to London right before the pandemic started. So we haven't had the chance to actually travel anywhere in Europe or even within the UK, you know, just because of the pandemic. That's okay. I think things are improving, I hope.
I hear you, love. I hear you. Okie dokie. You touched upon that you're a writer. So how did you really get into it? I know you started at 12, as you said. So what progressed it as you got older?
You know, I probably I started reading a lot when I was little because my mother was a very good reader. Yeah.
Mhm.
So she actually fomented that. She just encouraged me to read. So I started reading and then writing, and then I remember even participating in a contest at school, and and it started from there. And then when I was at the university studying to be a teacher, I was part of the school newsletter, and so it took off from there, right? And I was always writing something. And then years later, I started participating in other magazines. I was invited when I was in Australia, actually, like many years ago. Someone from an online magazine in Latin America, they approached to me and said, "Can you write about Australia?" Right? So that's what I did. So for a long time, I wrote articles about my life in Australia. Sadly, that magazine is gone now. They just went broke. I don't know what happened there, but they went broke. So it cannot be found online now. So that's the downside. But I loved it. I loved it. So I kept going, and then I had my own blog also for a while, and now about 2 years ago, I decided I want to write a book. I want to write my own book. Yeah. And that's how I wrote Positive Habits. Yeah. Positive Habits, 21 words that transform your life daily. And I wrote that book because of an experience that I had when I actually wrote an article for a magazine in Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah, I was writing an article for someone that asked me, "Can you write an article about whatever you want to write?" And I still remember that I didn't have the inspiration at that time to write anything. But then suddenly I said, I actually want to write about an exercise. So I will do something about it. So I wrote about the power of words, and I asked people to write 21 words that were meaningful to them. And I wrote mine. Yeah. So
mhm.
that article was published, and the response was really great because people started messaging me saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know that I have all these words inside me, and I didn't know that I wanted to express gratitude," for example, things like that. So then I said, this could be a course. Right? So I created the course, and to accompany the course, I wrote the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spanish is the course anyway. So it's something that is in my experience. Words are really powerful. And I know that when you actually pay attention to them, you can elevate your own language, but you can also elevate your self-esteem, and you can elevate your confidence and your communication skills.
Yeah, love. I was reading your book. I actually bought it last Sunday, following a different book called Ascension II, kids, which we co-authored together. Please buy that book. It is available for 99 cents on Kindle. Your beautiful Hunskins and loves. Speaking of the 21 words, That was $3.33. I said, what? That is amazing pricing. Okay, so I went and bought it, and then I started reading it exactly that day. So I took your advice, Veronica, to take it one day at a time. So right now, I believe I am up to the final chapter, and I'll be reading that in the morning and doing the exercises there. All right, so my 21 words, if you indulge me, are love, believe, power, influence, life, happiness, gratitude, mindfulness, truth, focus, abundance, ideas, money, dreams, productivity, beautiful, light, serenity, faith, confidence, and the last word, passion.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. You can use those words, for a lot, to write, to even create posts on social media. You can do a lot of things. But the most important thing about this is that they are your words. They come with your energy and with the intention you put on them. Yeah. So, and when you start using these words with others, for example, I know you are a very empathetic person, right? And you always
Yeah, Ronnie.
expressing love. Yeah. So when you put that intention, people can feel that energy. So with all your words is the same. That energy is there, and you can express through these words and get a response from people that probably is going to be different from the normal response. Yeah, when you start using words of high vibration to you. Yeah. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yeah, so I was reading your book and I was saying to myself, yeah, this sounds exactly like other people saying what I've heard before. But here's the thing with you, Veronica, it's more heartfelt. It feels more passionate. And you did include different stories from your life. And I'm not going to touch upon one because we have already talked about it in private. But it really touched me, did that one story, and I nearly cried my eyes out because I said, oh my God, it really did touch me that you were using words to not only keep yourself going, but for that certain person that shall not be named. uh you kept on reusing these words over and over and over again, and I could feel it, like every single word meant a lot to you. And thank you for writing that book. I really needed it, especially after an interaction or a few with my own father and other people. And I felt like I was ashamed of being a best-selling author or a writer because I'm still scrapping in a warehouse practically almost 4 days a week, depending on the situation, and making money. I feel is underneath me. I should be making more now. But with your empowerment, it means a lot to me that I actually keep writing and somehow, some way, get this coaching bit off the ground so I can make the money that I want to make. So to you, Veronica Love, I bow in respect and say thank you. I actually do have these little mantras. You actually ordered that we actually write out mantras per day. So take away the passion bit. All right. I believe the power of love does influence the world. Happiness and gratitude builds with mindfulness, truth, and focus. True abundance isn't just money. It comes from productivity of ideas, manifests by the chasing of dreams. And kids, you're gonna enjoy this. You're gonna laugh. All right. I am a beautiful Hunkins and love who has light, serenity, faith, and confidence. I'm gonna have to come up with a passion one. I
Wow.
wasn't.
Good. That's good.
Thanks. And it all came from your book. And I'm gonna do it over again too,
Oh,
eventually. Like
that's great.
and build like make new words for it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So now that we've actually talked about your solo run, love, I noticed that you were starting to come along in co-authoring. So the most recent is called Ascension II, as I actually specified, which you and I, thank God, we actually got through together last Sunday and made that thing a bestseller along with Molly Murray. Hi, Molly. I'm setting my intentions to you right now, love. You're coming in Black Lions domain. I don't know where and I don't know when, but you're gonna come on here eventually. Uh, Sandy Stockowicz. Hi, Sandy. I am not giving up on you either. And Jan Love or Janet Brent. We all were together and made that thing happen. So how did you actually get into that book, B?
I met Janet, I think, last year through, I think it was David Vine. David,
Hi, Dave.
yeah, who is my friend too. He's an Australian, and we participated in the first Letters of Love together. So, but I heard about Janet through David last year. Yeah, I remember that. And then I got in contact with her and we started chatting and yeah, and I joined I joined the book. That and I nothing is a coincidence really. Everything is like energy and frequency, so that's good. So we are tuned into those frequencies, and that's how we make decisions. So I decided to participate in this book, not only because of Janet, but because of the name of the book, because of
Mm-hmm.
themes, so it's just something that I'm very grateful for. Yeah, I'm very grateful that I have participated in this book, and I'm very grateful for the people I have met. I met you, I've met all the other people in the book, so it's amazing. It's an
Yeah,
amazing.
that group is amazing. I remember Jan from a different series called She Is Magic. So the actual Ascension, the first one, uh, came into my radar by way of Blair Hayes, who actually is the publisher of the Magic series. So Jan and David Vine, excuse me, what am I saying? Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry, David Vine, if you're listening to this. I'm sorry, Janet Brent, if you're both listening to this. I'm getting your names fused, but you both were in the Magic series, so I progress. Okay, so David Vine was in the original Ascension. Jan already was making that series, and I believe the Rebirth series as well. So I'm hearing about this. I was already having a bad day at work at Amazon, by the way. So I got the book, I was finishing it, and I said, whoa, this sounds like something that I want to be a part of, because these people were talking about supernatural experiences, how they came from nothing to where they are. And I'm saying to myself, and please, kids, forgive Zachary Shiloh for a brief bit. To quote myself in front of Karen Therese and Jan and the surfer hun named what's her name? Dion Garcia. Mommies and daddies, you got about 5 seconds to get your kids out the room, and then you can bring them back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I apologize again in advance. To quote myself, I had a booner in my pants from reading that actual book. All right, mommies and daddies, you can bring your kids back in now. So I actually read it. That's my third book of the year. And I told Jan Brent, I love your book. I want your cast on my show. And I actually did get all of them except for one, Whisper Romeo. I'm not giving up on that. I will try to get her, hopefully before the year's end. But if not, it's not the right frequency. The quote you, Veronica, is not the right frequency. So I said to Jan, I don't know where, I don't know when, but I'm gonna be a part of Ascension. I'm working on this flow state story that sees me from little child all the way through adulthood. And she said, "Oh, that's cool. I would actually love to have you." I said, "Oh, thank you." So, unbeknownst to me, that Ascension 2 was still being promoted. I thought that when I joined eventually, it would be like 3 or 4, but I wound up getting into it. I said, "Oh, this is awesome sauce. I love it completely." And then I found out that by way of David Vine, through a different book that we're in together, love, that you were not only in the forthcoming book called Letters of Love, but you were actually in Ascension. I lost my chunk even more. I said, "Oh, wow, I get to work with Veronica twice. Not only twice, but twice in a year, and less than a year." Oh man, oh man, oh man. So Ascension 2, that's been quite a ride. And I like the editing process. Jan herself was the actual editor. I'm used to publishers not really editing my story. I'm used to being tossed around like a ball for like maybe 2 editors, if different. And rest in peace, Jenny Kirsch from the Magic series, because she was one of my editors in the original Black Lions Roar. And they are magic. Please buy the book, kids. It's available on Kindle still and physical form. But I program. No, 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 not but, not but. I read your book, Veronica. You say alternatively, so I'm gonna actually channel you right now. Alternatively, I choose to say that I actually did decide to go along with it. I did go along with it completely, and I don't regret it ever being the best-selling author. I was feeling sad about it maybe about a week or so ago, and I'm noticing that members of our community, they don't really talk about it, being a best-selling author. They feel ashamed. They feel as if they cannot talk about it. And I made a big post on it, a big stink about it, I would say about a few days ago, asking for the writing community to respond. And so far, I think Kelly Chester from Wild Women Rising, I think that's the name of the book that Sandy did before Ascension. And Sandy herself responded. And I'm reading their responses, and they both love being best-selling authors. And I think you love being a best-selling author.
Yeah.
All right, Veronica.
Yeah, definitely. Because people think that being a best-selling author is easy. That you put your your book on Amazon or with a publishing house or company, and it's easy, and it's not easy. It requires a lot of work, and also it requires that you are that you produce good work, and it requires a lot of work behind the scenes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. And I love the process, and I think that we should celebrate more, and we should celebrate the accomplishments of people that we know, because when we do that, we elevate our own frequency too. When we
Yeah.
celebrate others, we actually pass that energy through us and to others, right? And we are happy for them, but in a very genuine way, right? Happy for those people and celebrate with them. Yeah. So and we have this culture in this society that when you are happy about something, you should not say anything. Yeah. And I'm totally against that. You actually have to say, yes, I am a best-selling author, and I'm happy about it. And I invite you to read what I wrote, because I think maybe you can find some inspiration there. Something like that. It doesn't mean that you're going to go and look, I'm here, that's it's different, right? That's different. Yeah. It's just celebrating your own achievements and celebrating the achievements of your friends and family too. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
right on, hon. And the likes of you, the Blair Hazes, the Sandy Stockowitzes, the Janet Brunts, and whoever else responded, I don't feel quite so sad that I'm a best-selling author now. I kind of question it sometimes, why am I still working for Amazon and slaving myself away like umpteen hours only to see like I'm making up to less than $2,000 if I don't do overtime. But I keep on saying this. Alternatively, I'm getting out of that, Veronica. I'm getting out of the buts. You actually we actually say, but no more. And fear. That's another thing. Oh man, that's another thing. I cannot stand it. Especially talking to my own father. It seems like there's a generational curse out of fear. Like I'm 35 as of January. That's the age that I was born when my father was that age. He was exactly 35 when I was born. And he has been an inspiration. He's dealt with his own fair share of stuff, but he's let me see, a retired teacher, a retired Air Force, met, I don't know, major sergeant, something like that. He was in the army. And a good one of our conversations now more so sounds like him coming from fear that I won't be successful doing this. I should be chasing these jobs that see me do 401k for the rest of my life. And I was thinking about it. I said, oh dear God, I don't know how long I got to live. This pandemic actually took away a whole lot from me. And then I was reminded of my dreams. Like one of my biggest dreams is to get out of New York State, like literally and travel around America. I never actually got away from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. That's all I ever knew in my life. I had one big opportunity to go to Florida about 7 years ago. When we make it to September, that's 7 years ago. But I stayed here in New York. I let my then girlfriend go without me because she's a big Florida head, number one. Number two, I could hear my father in the back of my mind start dogging me that I need a job, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job, I need some form of income coming in. So I told my woman, Earl, I said, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to go on your own. I don't want to be a harpy to you. So she went for about a week, and then the epidemic hits, and I'm saying to myself, I wish I went with her. I wish I went. I didn't know how things were going to be, but I wish I went with her.
There is a lot. There is a lot that we can say about fear, but also we have to understand that our parents are different generation, and my advice in general to you and to anyone listening to this could be talk to him from your heart and say what you want to say from your heart and say, this is what I want to do. And also find the courage within yourself, because the world has changed. And now actually we can live doing things that we like, right? It's just a matter of finding how. And maybe this work on Amazon for you, maybe you can stay there for a while, and while you find your way, and move and find the courage within yourself and just move and do it. Just do it, because sometimes fear just stops us, and fear is there for us to overcome it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
that would be my advice, because our parents are always going to be, I'm a parent myself, we're
Yeah.
always going to be overprotective and wanting our children to do the best, but then we have to remember that they are not ours. They are their own person, and they have to live their own life, and maybe make their own mistakes and learn from them. Yeah, we cannot stop that, right? So that is my advice. Maybe have a conversation with your dad from heart to heart, and tell him how you feel, and also don't overthink things. Yeah,
Yeah.
just say, okay, I want to move, I want to do this. Maybe even Amazon has a position in somewhere else that I can take. Meanwhile, I'm developing my business, for example.
Oh
You know?
yeah, Ronnie. I'm doing that. Uh oh, I was about to say, thank God. My feed actually didn't freeze. Oh God. Zoom, you sometimes can be wonky. I get fearful of you. God. But anyways, no, alternatively, I'm getting that net. And then I'm giving myself the next month. I'm gonna actually stop using but. I'm gonna. I keep on saying it and I keep on affirming it, and eventually it will come to
Yeah,
pass.
we can say bad when we want to say the opposite, but if we always say bad to our own dreams, that's the thing. I mean, because I said I have this dream, but I need to do this first. I have this other dream, but you know, so that's the thing that we have to stop, and then say, alternatively, I can do something
Oh, okay.
else.
So it's good to use but at the same point in time, uh, what's the shift or pivot to alternatively? Okay.
Yeah. When it relates to you.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Veronica, I did talk to my father, and I have talked to him on and off. And throughout the years, it sounds more fear based that he doesn't support me. Like this entire thing that I'm doing with a co-author in the Magic series by the name of Miyoko Fukino, who's been a guest like you and a major supporter of my show and everything I've been through in the last several months. Uh, I tried to talk to him on and off, and it sounds like as we're getting deeper into this coronavirus bit, he's watching the news more. He's becoming more fearful that if I don't have a 401k, something's going to happen to me, and I won't be able to provide for whomever the thing goes to. But I'm saying to myself, and I've talked to other people that's not you, uh, that I want to pursue what Miyoko Fukino and I are calling Fear to Love's Roar, which is my coaching bit that sees my actual uh, journey, if you want to use that term correctly, in the quote unquote weight loss world. I say now life elevation. I say life elevation now. Where I was to now. I want people to experience it. So my partner Mayoko came to me and she said, "Oh, I want to actually join you. I want my fear buster and your thing to come together." And I said, "Yeah, why not? Why not? I actually keep on saying I want to do this, and why not with her? I've had a past with her. Uh, not just by way of this life. I keep on saying it, rounding up, that I'm a proud reincarnated soul, and I'm not giving that up. without a fight. So I'm teaming up with an ex-wife of mine, if you want to use that term correctly. Uh, and why not? Why not? Why not? But I'm not gonna live in my father's shadow. I love him. I respect him. The fact that he did retire when he was at his quote unquote freshest to do so. But my heart keeps on saying now, I need to be on my own. I don't want 401k benefits as much as it's a blessing. And I've seen what it's done. It's not where my heart is. My heart is doing the coaching thing. My heart is still in the writing. And Amazon, as much as I love it, as much as I respect it, I cannot see myself doing it another 2 years being love. I can't. As much as it's giving me the money, it's giving me the knowledge, it's giving me the confidence to be on my own. I keep on seeing things that bother me. I don't like how it's ran. I keep on saying this time and again. I don't like how things are ran. That's why I gotta leave. And Amazon has shown me light that, yeah, maybe I cannot stomach other aspects of life too. So I gotta get this thing under go. No, not under, roaring loudly. Hence the term loves roar kids. So Veronica, I understand that you gotta get on the road soon. I don't want you held hostage in Black Lions domain much longer. So let's start wrapping this bad boy up. We have one forthcoming co-authoring called Letters of Love 2. You are
Yes.
returning to our dear friend Melly Love or Melissa DeVoe.
Yeah.
How did you get into number one?
I got because Melissa and I are part of a Facebook group because I write for a magazine called Brains Magazine. And
Mhm.
she used to write for that same magazine, and we're part of a group. And I remember her posting about these letters of love. And because that's part of what I do, you know, like spirituality, love, and all that. So I said, oh, I really, really want to participate in this. And when I found out that she's Australian, even better, because I'm like, okay, it's close to my heart. So I just got in contact with her through that group, and we got chatting, and she said yes, come in, and that's what I did. And my experience with the first book was so good because Melissa is very she's a lovely person, but she's
Mhm.
also very organized, right? So
Yeah.
she has her deadlines and all that, and that kept pushing me a little bit. So I said, okay, I think I have to do this. And I love the process of the first book and becoming a best-selling author and talking to all the people and the launch and everything. So when she said I'm doing another one, I said, okay, I mean, can I be? And she said, yes, of course you can.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I was about to ask you how you got into number two, but you already beat me to the punch, so no need to ask about that. Uh, so in this actual process of writing both of them, uh, is it easier this go around?
It is easier
Oh,
what?
rutro raggy. Is it
You got
easier to?
frozen.
I froze. I can't stand you sometimes, Zoom. Okay, that's a sign that we gotta start wrapping up. Okay, the writing process, is it easier this uh, go around or the first one?
Yeah, for me it's easy because I have been writing since I was little. yeah, so I have these ideas and I just write them down. I always have my journal with me, and so I always writing down, and yeah, it's not difficult for me, really. It's not difficult. What is difficult for me is when I'm writing, not to get distracted. Yeah. So, because I have this tendency of write a paragraph and then get up, then another paragraph and then get up again. So what I'm trying to do, I've been trying all this year to do this, is like say, okay, I will write from this time to this time. And I have been doing it, and I'm much more productive now. In fact, I use an app called Tomato Timer, which is the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard about it?
I believe so.
Yeah. So it's a technique invented by an Italian called Pomodoro. The surname is funny, but that's the way. So, and it's about working for 25 minutes and then have 5 minutes break, and then 25 minutes and then 5-minute breaks. And there is an actual app called Tomato Timer. And
Oh,
you
wow.
in the USA, you probably say tomato timer, right? So it's called Tomato Timer, and I use that for the writing process, and it really helps me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's absolutely great. Well, Ronnie, love, it's time to start wrapping this bad boy up. You got wonderful people across the world to actually bring light to. That's not name Zachary Shiloh. Okay, so speaking of me, what can I do for you going forward, love?
Just let's keep chatting, and I wish you the best. And also, I think that you're going to do very well with coaching, because you have that loving attitude. Yeah. And yeah,
Thanks,
that's it.
Ronnie, love. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Okay, your hopes for the future, my dear Chilean love, are.
Sorry, what was that
Oh,
again?
Jesus Christ. Why does this always happen towards the end? Okay, I usually have this thing of asking people, your hopes of the future are.
Your hopes. Okay. My hopes of the future. You know what I want? I want to expand all my teachings, but
Mhm.
and all this knowledge that I have to other people. But I also want people to create a better world. So my aim is to help that, but really create a better world, like together, a dream that world. And when we do this kind of work like coaching and mentoring, we are doing that. Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
what I want to contribute to that through my books, through my journals, because I create journals too, and I sell them on Amazon too. So through my courses, through everything I do, I want to contribute to the ascension of the planet.
Oh, Ronnie Love, I love you wholly. You're great. And we need more Ronnie Kinses in the world. All right. So the last thing I actually say before the outro is if not right now and not within the next week, can I bother you within the next month for 3 people you feel would actually be good guests for me in this setting?
Definitely, yep.
All right, Ronnie Love. Would you like to plug anything else before I do the outro?
Nope, I'm fine. Just thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming on. All right, you wonderful kins, loves, and huns out there, listen up. One goal, one aim, one rope, one focus, and that is love. Even if it sounds like I'm venting, I am what they call passionate. I am passionate about the likes of you out there, the kids out there, and Ronnie Love and anybody that's been mentioned. So, with that said, I appreciate you all and I bow in respects. Please take care of yourselves, your friends, and your families. And we shall see you in the next edition of the Flotastic Zone called Black Lions Airspace. Please take care of yourselves again. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. Recording end.